At one time, 80% of our revenue was from Australia.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not Australian, I'm from America. And the reason is that maybe 10, 15 years ago, before the internet really came along, Australian companies were happy to focus on the domestic market. Now with the internet, globalization, large Chinese population in Australia, the same time zone as China, it became effective for the, mostly thanks to the internet, the Australian brands to go global. Now in the past, the product would be made in China, not quite sure if the quality's right. Australian consumers, even though it's a small market, are demanding because they often, it's a fairly high price that they're paying for a product. They're used to paying a reasonable price for good quality, as opposed to the American way, which is we want it dirt cheap and good quality at extremely high volume. So Australians maybe were a little bit more realistic in good quality, smaller volume at a higher pricing point than America. So anyways, you would have these brands that are now going global. The Australian brand now has a distributor in the UK and one in Los Angeles. The old model would be ship the product from China to Australia, make sure that the quality's okay, add the secret sauce, put some of the technology in there because you couldn't 100% trust the supplier, and then ship it. That adds a lot of time, very expensive. So if the Australian company can find someone they trust that can get the quality right, that can set up that virtual workshop, sometimes just to repackage and inspect, now the product can ship direct from China to the customer. And it sounds easy, but there is a lot of trust, not only to get the quality right, but I have visibility now into the customer's customer. What are the pricing points along the supply chain? Where are the sub-suppliers coming from? So if I wasn't honest or disrespected a non-compete clause, I would know everything to make it very easy for me to cut my customer out and go direct to their U.S. distributor. So we're very serious about non-compete, non-disclosure agreements. It's a privilege to work with some of these brands, and because we've been at it for 16 years, we're not the kind of company that just two guys in a warehouse that are going to disappear and run away with those secrets, which unfortunately sometimes happens in China.
Yeah.